Hello artists, this is Miss Monroe, your visual art teacher, and today we are going to be inspired by the artist Yoshitomo Nara. Yoshitomo Nara is a Japanese artist, and he is still alive, still making art, still doing what he does best, and that is making art that expresses things that he cannot say. And he usually depicts this with these childlike figures, these girls, and they tend to have these expressions that children don't normally have. And what is also really cool is that he usually has these quotes or sayings or lyrics that he really identifies with. So as we're getting ready to make this art, if you have something, a saying, a lyric from a song, or words that you really just want to say out loud but you feel like you can't, I would definitely be using these in this art project. Now, what he also is known for is he is more of a mixed media artist. That means he doesn't just use one media. He likes to mix it up. So he won't just use color pencils. He'll use some paint. So I will be using crayons and color pencils. And I might even add some markers. But to get started, I will need a pencil. And I'm going to use a marker too. Now, it could be on blank paper. It could be on line paper. It could be on graph paper. It could be an old flyer. It could be old homework. It could be anything that you're not going to use anymore, because when inspiration strikes, that's when you make the art. And a lot of Yoshitomo Nara's drawings and sketches and art are actually on the things that I just described. So to get you started, I am actually going to use a piece of graph paper just because it's more fun that way. And what I want you to do, and as you can see I used it on the back, is I would like you to fold it in half lightly, not hard, lightly. So I'm just going to lightly press it so that it gives a light fold that I will eventually be able to make straight. And that is the middle of my paper, and that's where our head is going to go. Okay, boys and girls, our head is actually going to straddle that line. And Yoshitomo Nara's figures tend to have really big heads and really small bodies. So to make sure you're making a head that is just right, I would like you to use the hand you don't write with. And if you put that hand in the middle of the paper on top of the line, you get to decide where that is. You can even use your thumb in there, make a mark on either side. And that is going to be the width of your head, the width of your face. Now, what's great about this paper is you can count how far down you want to go. His figures tend to not have their chins. They tend to have chubby cheeks. They're super cute. And then they have these adult-like eyes. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. If I go about 2 sections down and make a mark, that's going to be for my chin. And if I go either 2 or, I think I can go 2.5 up. That's where the top of my head's going to go. So what I do is I tend to bounce and curve through. And we can always adjust it later. And then I could give myself a little bit of a cheek, or I could just curve it out. Now, I like to give myself cheeks because it's cuter that way. And there's my head. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to want to make those eyes. And those eyes, boys and girls, your eyes are in the middle of your face. Another reason why I made you straddle the line. You can have his eyes be disgruntled. You can have them being a little angry. The only thing his eyes never really are happy. So how are you feeling? It's kind of like meh. You want to leave some space in between, and you want to leave some space on the side. Good rule of thumb is to use about the length of your first digit of your thumb. So I just do that. And then I leave some space. And I copy that length, bum, bum, and then I can either go up, or I tend to like to do this. Do little half circles, little half moons. Now, your eyes could look towards you. They can go off to the side. You get to decide. Are you looking forward to something? Or are you thinking about things that have happened in the past? How are you feeling? What mood are you trying to share with the viewer? So I've got a lot of things on my mind, so I'm actually going to be looking off into the distance. Yoshitomo Nara's characters do not have eyebrows. And their noses, there's about 3 different types of things I've seen consistently if we're copying and being inspired by Yoshitomo Nara style. Looking at all of his art, I've seen a line, I've seen a little oval, and I've seen 2 dots. You get to decide which one do you identify most with as your nose. This time I'm feeling more like a button nose, so I'm going to make, so below my eyes, leave some space in the middle of my face. I'm going to make myself a button nose. And because I got a lot on my mind, boys and girls, my cats chewed up my Ethernet cable and I did not have internet. So I have a lot on my mind. I'm going to give myself a line for my mouth. Once again, no eyebrows, but I do have hair. And so, like when I make a Tim Burton portrait or any portrait, the hairline is actually going to go over the forehead. I would look in a mirror and look at your hairline. If you're wearing a hoodie, guess what? You just have to do this, and then you can give yourself a hoodie. I don't wear hoodies, so I'm going to give myself hair. So notice how I went above. This is important. I went above the top of my head because your hair has volume. Your hair takes space. It's poofy. Even those of you who are like, I buzz cut my hair, Ms.Monroe, it still takes up space. So give yourself some hair. Let's see. Unlike other artists who like to extend and elongate the neck, Yoshitomo Nara's characters don't really, they have really big heads, and you don't really see a lot of the neck. His figures also tend to be smaller than the head, so we're going to make our bodies a little skinnier. I know you can't really see it, so I'm going to tilt my camera just a little bit so you can see the bottom of my paper. So right now I have a head, I have eyes, I have a nose, I have a mouth, and I have my hair. And then I'm going to make my body. Now my body should be between the eyes. And once again, I would go about 2 down. I tend to keep it like square-like. And his arms tend to be like spaghetti arms. So you can have your arms doing something. And Ms.Monroe likes to wear cardigans, so I'm going to wear my rocker cardigan. And I like to wear dresses, so that's now a dress. And so I have to add something because he's really into music. So if you're really into music, you could draw yourself with a musical instrument. What is something you're really into? What is something you really want to express? So for example, boys and girls, I really love coffee, so I'm going to hold myself. I have a coffee cup from a coffee chain. And your hands don't need to be super detailed. They just need to be hand-like. Same thing with your feet. And this hand is going to hold a paintbrush. Once again, I don't have to make a lot of details because we know that's a hand. And just paint on it. And stripping. And then finally, I should write my word, my saying. Ooh, what would I say? What would I do? What do I say a lot? I do say no. Or what do I say? I say oops. And you want to make it bubble light. You want to make it graphic. You don't want just lines. So I do no. And you got to put some emotion into those lines. Okay, so this is my drawing, and then you get to color it, and it's so easy. Oh, you can also give yourself some eyelashes if you really want to, but no eyebrows. And once again, no ears. So I'm tracing everything I want to keep. I mean, I'm going to color this bad boy. So I am going to pause the video, boys and girls, and I am going to color this because you can color this yourself, so you don't need me. I do like giving it a red mouth. Okay, so boys and girls, I'm going to color this, and you're going to color this, and I can't wait to see what you do. And there you have it. I'm just adding some few last finishing touches, working on some shading. But I've used markers, I've used crayons, I've used color pencils, and I have made my own Yoshitomo Nara inspired self-portrait. Now you get to try.